And so today in Sky, you can buy things for yourself. You can also buy things for your friends. When we did the season pass, we did a slight discount. So if you buy it for your friends, it's cheaper. And it certainly made a lot of people decide to buy the season pass together. So 40% of the season pass was bought and sent as gifts with the event content. That's 100% the same price. You can buy it for yourself. You can buy it for your friend. And 22% of the content people purchase are actually for others. So to me, that is a genuine gift to each other. And one last thing I want to talk about is genuine human connections could save lives. So when we work on Journey, we realize vulnerability really leads to human compassion. This is a very social behavior of many social animals. It's a survival instinct. When you are weak and small, you have to rely on working with each other to survive, right? So when the predator, they go around, they're strong and powerful. They usually hang out alone. But sometimes even the big cats, they would work together. And that's only when their prey is even more strong, right? And it's the feeling of risk and the feeling of smallness makes us bond with each other. And the very emotion of awe and vulnerability is what made us human, because we are such a weak animal if we are alone. And that makes us really want to belong, right? These days, one of the biggest depression we feel in the society is the loneliness, that we don't feel we belong to something that's meaningful. And a lot of the friendships and connections are not genuine. It's the surface level things. And just the yearning to belong to something bigger is the most human feeling of them all. And when you don't have this feeling of vulnerability and humble smallness, when you feel really big, we go back to the gamer behavior, right? You're the Space Marine, you're the Superman, you're the hero that can change the world. And they stop thinking about connecting with others. And so if we want to make an online community less toxic, we have to rethink about gaming experience. We have to reduce the empowerment online. You know, instead of making games where you just go around killing things, make things much stronger you just can't kill. Instead of going around looting for treasures and resources or finding monsters, you go around running to other people. And people are more important than gold coins. In a battlefield, it's very hard to focus on people because the sound, the distraction. So, you know, in order for games where people can connect, you have to reduce the noise. You have to reduce the number of people. You have to put them in an environment they feel small and, you know, a little bit vulnerable. And suddenly, if you see another person, you're like, oh my God, there's another person, right? Instead of walking on Times Square and just people all pass by you and you're just trying to ignore all of them. So for Journey, we really tested this idea of creating the world that evokes a sense of awe and vulnerability. And the result shows. It creates empathy and compassion between the players. These are the fan arts, again, of the memorable moments, what they had in the game, is when they supported each other, is when they leave a message for each other. And once you're creating this compassionate moment, a genuine human connection will form. And that leads to inclusive and supportive community. So what is a genuine human connection? It's a vulnerable interactions between two people that they feel heard, seen, and known, and valued after the communication. And afterwards, they feel better about themselves and feel better about the world. I'm just going to summarize this genuine human connection. It's one of the few things I really believe is generally good for human. And, you know, when we created Sky, one of the emotions I really want to evoke is that we are not alone. And I think most of the artists who make art, they want to connect with people through their art. And in this process, if the art connects with them, there's an overwhelming sense of gratitude between the artist and the viewer. And I think this overwhelming gratitude I felt is also inspiring give back to the healthy cycle of reciprocation. When we launched Sky in 2019, we got a letter within a few months. A 67-year-old grandma from Hawaii who never played games was cried and moved by the game, and she told us, she doesn't want to be alone anymore, and she's still a person of love. And that's the same age as my mother-in-law, who also came from Hawaii. So it really, and eventually my mother-in-law also became a Sky player and find friendships. It's these stories that really makes me feel happy that working on the games that we make. There's this manga, a Japanese, very talented manga artist. She make usually funny mangas, but one day she made this manga for us. She said she actually tried to hurt herself in the real life multiple times. She was really thinking about throwing her life away. But when she discovered Sky, she felt the warmth from many friends she made in the Sky community that for the current moment that she chose to live. And she's only 20 years old. I really don't understand why a talented artist, at her golden age would think about throwing her life away. Yeah. And during the Ukraine and Russian war, we were really concerned because we have players from both nations. And when they run into each other, instead of having a fight in the game, they actually really supported each other. They see each other as victims of the war. And they still stay contacted today. And I want to show you just one last thing. This is from the concert of Aurora. When there's 4,000 people can view the concert together. But when we give this tool to our player, when they have the control to tell each other what to do, together they were able to perform something that's just really beautiful and moving. They decide to come together without any of the problem. We didn't tell people to do this, but they decided to do it together with each other. Instead of competing or fighting, they're here to create art. I've just never thought a gaming community could be more amazing. So to conclude, how do you keep your online interaction positive? First, just remember, players are not born toxic. We are all capable to being a good citizen and treat each other with compassion. So really just focusing on your design to highlight that bright part of humanity. Number two, don't give players social powers. No shotguns for babies, right? They have to earn their trust. And that's how the real society works, and I don't understand why online games don't do that. And number three, if you build a relationship, don't ruin the authenticity with gameplay mechanics. Gamification don't work with relationships. It needs to be genuine. And try to build genuine human connections in your community. It will save lives. And we are game designers. We're thinking about how to change people's behavior in our games, but I don't see why we couldn't think about how real-world institutions can be designed to promote human values rather than destroy them. And if you can make it work in the virtual world, I don't see why it wouldn't work in the real life. So TGC, is a company that started 18 years ago, trying to make games to tell heartwarming stories for all ages. But today we have to change it because it's an online game now, right? We have to inspire humans to connect worldwide. Thank you. And we are also hiring. Yeah.